welcome back. And now we want to populate this segment all the way to 62 beta. So prior to that, we want to create a flange on top here so that that will mesh with the bottom flange here. But if you take a look here, there's some little bit of clashes here. So we want to rotate this to avoid this clash. So the same thing applies here also. You can see it applies only here, but to avoid this, or to avoid uh, a duplication of this particular clash, we have to rectify this. So let first of all enable the macro so that we double click on the symbol of the macro there, so that we'll be able to make some adjustments with regard to this stiffener here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shift this stiffener by an angle, at an angle of maybe 30. So if I click apply, it will be able to shift into that direction. So we can also prefix that by a negative sign and see which direction it takes. So that seems to be invalid. So we'll just retain it at 30 right there. So I'll just click apply, and that will be able to remain on the same spot. So the key part here is to create a flange on top. But if you take a look here, if we cannot apply this symbol here, applies in some software. So if I click here, I will be able to create the flange on top here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to the bottom end here. So once I'm at the bottom end here, I'm going to just select the macro, right click and come to special copy, and I'll be able to explode this particular macro here. So I'll explode this so that I'll be able to manipulate it to fit on top there. So let me just do the same thing here. I'm going to select everything. I'm going to select everything like that. So I'll deselect any part that I don't want, like the ones I'm selecting. So I want to populate this. I want to move it upward at a distance of 5490, taking into account the thickness of this plate here. So let me just double click on the plate. You can see this is I think approximately this should be 10 millimeter thickness. Let me click geometry. This is 10 millimeters. So we'll subtract that to the total height of this particular column. If you pick that, you can see this is 5.5. So we'll remove that 10 from this to make it 5490. So once we've done so, we will be able to customize a top flange right there. So let's just select whatever we want and get rid of whatever we don't. Then I'll right click and come to special copy here and pick on linear. So linear, I'll be able to just key in 5490 right here and click copy. So if I click copy, I'll be able to find it right on the top. So this is just an indication that there's some little bit of errors that we've noted, the system has noted, but that doesn't affect this one coming up here. Now, what we want to do is to mirror this to face down. So the available tool that we're going to use is just to customize this particular connection. So I'll select on this so that I have the handles in place. These handles will help me create some points. So once I've clicked these handles, I want to use this handle here and this handle here to place points. So these points will help me in creating a mirror line. So I'll come to points here and snap on that handle and snap on that handle right there. Right click and terminate that command. So if you zoom close, you'll be able to see I have a point here, though you need to be very keen to see them. So once you're here, I need to place my XYZ plane that will align with this. So this is where the trickery comes in. So where do we place our work plane? We'll place our work plane here because it's kind of faces the same direction as this plate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to view here. So under view, I'm going to pick on the surface. So I'm going to pick the surface of that particular stiffener right there. So once you've done so, I'm going to use the 2 points here I'm seeing here, this one and this one, to create a mirror line. So once I've selected everything like that, and come here and deselect whatever I don't want, and I'm going to use this point and probably a point here, but they are not visible. So that is the problem we have here now. So I'll try and see them accurately. Let me just turn that round, and I'll be able to just select on that, and I'll be able to see them right here. So if I select on that point, let me just offset them. So if I zoom close, if I zoom close and pick on that and turn around like that, and I want to push it outward so that I'll be able to see them clearly, I'll right click and come to spatial copy. Once I've picked on spatial copy, I'll be able to move them in the z-axis by maybe 300 millimeter. So if whichever direction they take, it will be still useful to us. So where we are, it's okay, and I can now go ahead and select everything and deselect whatever I don't want. And I'll come here and right click and come to spatial copy here, or spatial move, and pick on mirror. So if I come to mirror, I'll be able, you can see our mirror line is exactly the same spot. So if I click run, so that will turn that on the opposite direction. So you can use these 2 points to create this mirror plane. So I'll close this. So the moment I close that, I'll be able to have this in place. So if I turn that around like that, I'll be able to have my flange right on the top, right there, like that. So what I'm going to do, I can either create a weld between these two, but there's no need. What I'm going to do now is just to populate this to the rest. So if I select that, then take my XYZ plane to a default by clicking the G there to take it to a global position. So I'll press Control to deselect the part I don't want to be selected and remain the two. So I want to add this to the remaining two legs. So I right click and come to spatial copy and pick on rotate. So I want to rotate about the same center here. So I'm going to come here and pick copy, but I have to increase the count to 2 here. So I click copy. So I have that in place. So once I have that in place, I'll be able now to populate this upward up to a height of 66 meters high. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going just to select everything here. So I'll continue again and deselect whatever I don't want, like that, and pick the isosceles, the lines there. So once I've done so, I'm going to just take the 66 divided by 5.5. That approximately I need approximately uh, 12 components. Since we have one, right click and come to spatial copy here and pick on linear. So here I'll key in 54, or just the 5500, like that. So on the count here, I can add that to 12, like that, and give it an OK and click copy. So I'll give some time to populate that to the full height of our guy mast in courses. So let's see how tall it will be and how the arrangement will be. So you can see the copying has reached to 12, and it's almost done, and we'll see whatever has been done. So this is how it looks, and we've created a guy mast tower in courses. You can see that it's as simple as that, and I hope you try that by yourself in courses. So you can see that. So if I come to plan from 00, if I double click on that, you can see we have something similar to what I showed you in PDF. So we have that in place. So if I come to maybe ViewLine 2, I'll be able to see this as it is, and that is again mast over 66 meter high. Like if I scroll it down like that, you'll be able to see I have this in place. Remember, I haven't created any world here. I want just to show you how we can create a general arrangement of a 3D or of a guy masting courses. So if I zoom out and target the far end here, you'll be able to see we have everything. So the antenna will be created there, but that I am leaving for you to do it by yourself in courses. So I try this to create this in courses. So that's enough for today, and let's meet then, and bye bye. See you then. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more learning tips and tricks in courses.